Hey guys, Frightener22 here, and welcome back to my January 5th DVD update. I know that it has only been only 11 or 12 days since my last DVD update, which was on Christmas, but ever since Christmas and on the 22nd of December, that was my birthday, so I had gotten a lot of money and a lot of gift certificates coming in, so since Christmas I just kind of went crazy and bought a ton of shit, so I just want to let you guys know right from the gate that this DVD update is probably going to be broken up into 2 or more parts, so make sure you keep your eyes peeled for the additional parts to follow after this one. So let's go right ahead and get right into this massive DVD update I have to show you guys. Well, the first one I got was Harry and the Hendersons Special Edition. This just got released on DVD only a few short years ago, and surprisingly enough, I've never actually seen this film. And I mean, I just pretty much absorb anything and everything 80s. I've just always had, a huge love and devotion towards that time period. And Harry and the Hendersons was always a film that I was always slightly curious about. I knew that I must have seen like bits and pieces of it as a kid, but I just never got around to seeing it. So, with my birthday money and Christmas money that I had gotten, I found this at, I believe it was Target for like $9, so I figured, what the hell, may as well take a blind buy and take a chance on this one, so Harry and the Hendersons. The next one I got was actually at Walmart, and they were continuing that trend of those Trilogy sets that were on sale, so I managed to stock up for $12 on the Spider-Man trilogy this time. As can be expected, this comes with all 3 Spider-Mans. And I have the first Spider-Man on DVD, but I just never got around to getting Spider-Man 2 and 3. I mean, I enjoyed the films, Spider-Man 3 being my least favorite, as I'm sure many of you guys would agree. But, yeah, I just never got around to getting them. I just always thought, they're going to be there forever. I don't really feel like dumping, $15 or more into getting that when I know I'm just not going to, watch those for, a massive amount of time, I just didn't think I would get to them, but for $12 I figured I really couldn't, pass that up, just for, especially for all 3 of them, so, that's the Spider-Man trilogy. The next one I got was another one that I believe I got at Walmart, and Walmart has a lot of 80s films on sale for normally anywhere from $9 to $13, so I was just stocking up on a lot of crucial 80s flicks that I've loved, but I just never got around to getting. So for all these dirt cheap prices, I figured now was the perfect time to do it. So I went ahead and I got Fast Times at Ridgemont High, the special edition. This is just quintessential 80s, classic teen film, directed by Amy Heckerling, who a lot of people might remember from directing the 1995 teen classic Clueless. So, I mean, this one is just really great. The screenplay's written by Cameron Crowe, and the dialogue's really fantastic. You got an all-star cast of, Sean Penn, Judge Reinhold, and the beautiful Phoebe Cates. So, if you guys have never seen this film, definitely, just get around to seeing it. Awesome story, funny performances, solid soundtrack, just quintessential 80s. Can't miss that one. The next one I got was, actually, it was a Walmart exclusive, and this was a new release that you could have gotten for, $19, but then they had a Walmart exclusive that if you could get this new film for the exact same price, but they pretty much threw in an extra film for free for the same price. So I got Julia and Julia, which came along with Postcards from the Edge, which I've never actually seen, but I figured if it's going to be the same price, I may as well get a free movie for my time. So I haven't checked this one out yet. I don't really know much about it other than Mike Nichols directed it. He did I believe he did Donnie Brasco in '97. I think he did one of the Harry Potter films as well. But so, I mean, I just haven't gotten around to this, but it was free, so I figured, what the hell. But the one that I mainly bought it for was this new film, Julie and Julia, starring Meryl Streep and Amy Adams. Did a blind buy on this. I never caught it in theaters, but I was slightly curious about it. It was pretty good, actually. I mean, nothing, astounding, but I can definitely say that Meryl Streep's performance of Julia Child in this was definitely really, really great. And you get, a cool performance from Stanley Tucci, who plays her husband, and he just brings a nice gravity to the film, which is really nice. But Amy Adams was fun. She was really, cute and bubbly in this film, so I mean, it wasn't anything spectacular, but it certainly was an okay way to kill 2 hours. So, give it a try if you guys are bored. Next one I got was just another 80s, an 80s flick that I have always loved, and for, $9 at Walmart yet again, I figured this was the perfect time to get it, and this is the Looking Good, Feeling Good edition of Trading Places, the classic starring Dan Aykroyd and Eddie Murphy. This movie is just so hilarious. I mean, director John Landis, who's well known for such classics as Animal House and American Werewolf in London and Spies Like Us. You just cannot go wrong with this film. It is just, hilarious, hilarious hijinks for, 2 hours. You guys, cannot be disappointed. As Eddie Murphy at his top form and Dan Aykroyd at probably, the peak of their comedic career. So you guys cannot miss this if you haven't seen it. Just hilarious, hilarious film. The next one I got was yet again at Walmart for $9, and it is another Dan Aykroyd star alongside with John Candy, The Great Outdoors. And this one is actually pretty funny. It's nothing spectacular, but it's certainly a good '80s comedy to have in the collection. I caught it for the first time. I would think probably a year ago, and I enjoyed it for what it was. Definitely worthy enough for me to buy and add into the massive '80s collection of films that I have. So I'm definitely happy to have this one. If you haven't seen it, I would definitely give it a try. You can't be too disappointed with Dan Aykroyd and John Candy. The next one I got was a recent buy that I did at Best Buy, and I was surprised that I hadn't had this one. So I mean, lately with the Tron Legacy trailer making its debut not too long ago, I really was fiending to finally add this into my collection. And yes, I'm talking about Tron. This is the 20th anniversary collector's edition. This movie is just really stunning. I mean, for being as old as it is, it really truly does still hold up to this day. I mean, the technology and the visuals and just the story alone is just really engaging and very, very unique. So I really, really dug this, and I'm sure people are probably saying, oh, well, why are you going to waste your money buying the DVD if, Tron Legacy is coming out in 2011, especially, that would probably, one can assume that a Blu Ray release is probably not too far off, but I didn't really care. I was just really fiending to have this in the DVD collection, so needless to say, if the Blu Ray does get released by next year, you can rest assured I will buy that too, because I love Tron. Awesome film. Definitely check that one out. Check out the trailer for Tron Legacy, too. It looks awesome. That's due out in 2011, I believe. The next one I got was a film that I got at, I think, Barnes & Noble, actually, for $15. Another awesome musical that I really, like a dance music number from 1989, which I love. I'm talking about Shag the movie. This is just awesome. It's just really funny and really great performances. You have Robert Russler, that many people would know. He was in a lot of 80s films, Nightmare on Elm Street 2, Vamp, and Weird Science, and he was also in the Stephen King adaptation of Sometimes They Come Back. But this film is really, really solid. I Netflixed this a few months ago, I think, and I just fell in love with it because one of my friends had told me a while ago, years ago, to finally see it, and one day I just Netflixed it, so ever since I rented it, I've been wanting to add it to the collection for the longest time, so I'm really, really happy to have this one in the collection. If you guys haven't seen this movie's a lot of fun, incredibly underrated. I'm really surprised that when people bring up, music and dance films, that Shag doesn't really get mentioned as much as it should, because it really is a really wonderful, funny, romantic, just, cool film, just really cool performances. And when I met Robert Russler at a convention, he personally told me that Phoebe Cates was the best kisser he's ever kissed on screen, so just a little side note. The next one I got was on sale at Barnes & Noble. I believe it was $5, and another crucial 80s film to add to the collection. That's Valley Girl, starring Nicolas Cage. And this film I had Netflixed too, probably about a year ago. I really liked it. It really captures that early 80s, punkish new wave thing that was going on in that time period. So it's really, it's really cool. Really awesome soundtrack too. They really capture a really cool quintessential 80s atmosphere that, it's really hard to replicate these days. So this is really cool, simple, fun story. Nicolas Cage is, funny, kind of hokey in it, but it's still a really, really good time. I think I'm running a little low on time, so I think that we're just gonna cut the video now, so be sure to tune in to part 2 of my January 5th DVD update to see all the rest that I have. I have a shit ton more to show you guys, so keep watching. Thanks again for tuning in. This is Frightener22.